first. So in the last class, in yesterday's class, we discussed about the software evaluation methods. Okay, so what were the methods? Methods were there? There were four. That is, first is the importance of methodology. Why is a methodology needed to evaluate a cloud? Then we have the model differentiation. Okay, and then we have the industry specific expertise, and last is the total cost of ownership. Later, we move to the cloud testing. So we studied that basically this cloud testing is a type of software testing that checks the cloud computing services. Okay, and we also studied about the benefits of cloud based testing, suppose scalability, cost cutting, time scaling, easily customizable, then properly configured test, faster testing, and constant availability. Now today we'll look into the challenges while testing in the cloud. So these are the types of challenges we have. First is the lack of standards. So what happens is there is no like a universal solution that all cloud vendors, how the cloud vendors will use the system, integrate the system. So every cloud vendors, whoever provide cloud, whether it's like Amazon or IBM or some other company, they will have their own services, and their services will be different from each other, right? So the tester may based on their requirement, the tester needs to choose their vendors. Okay, whatever services will be provided, their vendors, they need to choose accordingly. Okay, but when suppose the client is using, one organization is using one type of vendor, so probably he's like taking from Amazon, okay, using the Amazon cloud, but later he realized that he needs to move to some other services because now he is not happy with them. So when he tries to move, so there he faced the challenges because because the services were not same, right? So they have the issues in that problem because every architecture, like different architecture is followed by different vendors, and this like and hardly they have any uh, interoperability, so they face the problem. So next is the security and privacy concerns. See, though we said that the cloud is secure and everything, but the encryption techniques are not so much perfect. The encryption techniques are like in the cloud are, we cannot like trust it to some extent. For us it's okay, for the normal individuals it's okay, but when it comes to organization, when it comes to huge companies, Google and everything, they need to secure their data from everything, right? Everyone. So what if like though, so what happens is their encryption techniques, like if you anything, if you encrypt it, so it's very difficult to read. We know, right? We can encrypt means it gives in unreadable format or something like that. So what happens? Um, the cloud encryption techniques are like they are good enough, but may not be perfect. So what happens? The cloud, though the cloud service providers, they may offer like to test in their private clouds, but still security may be an issue because you don't know where it is testing, right? Where in the cloud, because every like private cloud, every company has some legal jurisdiction. That is every like jurisdiction means some policies will be there, right? So that needs to satisfy it. Next is the potential availability issues. So what happens is, yesterday we studied one advantage, that is availability, like 24/7, right? But though at some point, if in the public cloud, what happens, the server goes down or current switch off, then there will be a risk. So that is why potential availability issues are there. Like if there is suddenly, if there is something, you were working on some important data and the server got down, okay, then in that case your data will be like tempered or something. There is a like it will be hampered. Next is the service level agreement. So service level agreement first basically means whenever some people bought the cloud from the cloud vendors, there is an agreement side assigned between the client and the vendor. What are the what are the they will differentiate, basically it will differentiate the responsibilities of the vendor and the client, what the client is able to do, how they can use, how much. So basically you can think also money is also divided, like decided, like how much they need to pay for everything. But this kind of agreement, service level agreement, obviously this are often not followed by like both of the parties. And the vendors, what they do, they make it a biased one, like they will take the opportunity that so that they can able to get more money from it. Okay, if they follow properly service level agreement, there will be no issue. But if people don't follow it, so that is the main problem. So next is the infrastructure issues. So what is the infrastructure issue like? So I have just written here, like before like you choosing like any cloud testing tools, we should make sure that it matches with the configuration of the configuration of the storage and the technologies we are using, right? Like we have in the lift and shift. If suppose we want to put our application into the cloud, the configuration of the storage requirement should be same as the physical in the cloud. So if that configuration does not match, then there will be problem. So we should make sure before like going for any cloud service, the, that cloud vendor provides us the configurations we want, right? So we need to check on that. We cannot go for any services. Whatever is required by us, that only we should go for it. This next is the hidden cost. So though there is in the service level agreement, it's often mentioned, okay, this will be the cost of your, like if you purchase this service, you like certain amount will be charged. But you will realize that if you like don't use it properly. Suppose you are new to the cloud and you are just you don't have the anything you are putting on the cloud, you don't have any test cases or anything. Then what happened, the cost suddenly increases, and you thought that it will be free because you were not aware of it. The cloud vendors did not like mention anything or in the contract also. That is also a fault. This hidden cost also arises because of the service level agreement. The service level agreement, if they don't mention, okay, that was mentioned, but they have done it biasly, right? So accordingly, when you use like something else, you have used some other services. So proper test cases, like if you add some extra, you thought it will be free, but the cost will be more. Okay, that will they will mention it's a hidden cost. So after this issue, challenges in the challenges in the cloud, we have the types of testing in cloud. So yesterday we studied that the types of software testing. Like we have in software testing also there are various types are there. So in cloud like type of like testing is also different types of testing are also there in the cloud. Okay, so first is the testing of the whole cloud. Okay, so in the testing here, testing is like cloud testing is divided into four categories. First is testing of the whole cloud, then testing within a cloud, then testing across a cloud, and SaaS testing in cloud. So if you think about the like SaaS testing or like in a cloud, so we know it's a software as a service. I'm going from the reverse direction. Okay, so you know this normally if you want to check your application in the software application in the cloud, then you can go for this SaaS testing. Okay, so that is various functional and non-functional testing is done based on the application requirement. Yesterday I gave you an example, like we have an email. Okay, functional and non-functional testing, I think you people have studied in software engineering also. Still I'm giving you an example. Like in functional testing, I gave you an email. Suppose that is a functional requirement also. You can think of like when you open a Gmail account or any email account, you need to get an acknowledgement mail like, okay, welcome to Gmail or something, that since you have opened it, in any mail you open it, you will get it, right? So but that is the functional requirement, the functional testing, right? Okay, you are whether you are like getting the mail or not. But what is a non-functional, which will be not be mentioned in the requirement also? That is that mail. See, you are getting an acknowledgement mail just within, I think, 10 seconds or 5 minutes or something. But if that mail, that acknowledgement mail, if you get like with after 3 days after opening the account, will be of use. It will be of no use, right? So that is why it is like we go for this kind of. I just gave you one example for the task testing, like this in software testing, and this one same only. We go for the application testing on the requirement application requirement basis. So it should, if you get that acknowledgement, right, the like you have a welcome email by like within 10 minutes, then it will be beneficial. But if you get after 10 days, that won't be any beneficial to you. So that is done. Then testing across cloud. So here what is done, testing of different types of clouds, like whether it's a private, public, or hybrid clouds. Different types of testings are carried out in each of these types. Okay. Next is testing within a cloud. Now we need to check the internal features of the clouds, like internal features of the cloud, and then testing is carried out. So who can guide whether it's working properly or not? What services are being provided? Basically, see, all types of cloud will have some features. Okay, so every you give, why you people go for different services? Why people choose a different cloud vendors? Whether it's like some people go for Amazon, some people go for Google, some people go for IBM. Why? Because there are different features available for everyone. Based on your requirement, you go to that cloud. Okay, you buy that cloud. So what happens is, now by you I mean the organization. Okay, not like we individuals. For us, I don't think we need a private cloud. It will be too costly then. So what happens? We check the internal features of it. What are the features it is providing and everything? And basically, who does it? It's only the cloud vendors, not the end users. Okay. So next is the like the last one is the testing of the whole cloud. So here we think the entire the cloud is one entity, okay, a whole entity, and then we'll carry out the testing. So here everyone, whether it's a cloud or the SaaS vendors, end users, anyone like interested will go on like checking this type of cloud. They will interested, they can check, because users also need to verify they are working properly or not, whether it's like. So this kind of testings are done in the testing of the whole cloud. Okay. Any confusion? Sleeping? Yes, people, are you sleeping? Good morning all.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, whenever you feel that you have not understood anything, just stop me, or I'll just complete and then ask you. Okay. Next is,
Okay.
now this basically this cloud computing focuses on this kind of the core components. So first is the application. So what is the application? So basically it will cover the testing of functions like end-to-end business workflows, data securities, then browser. How do you like access the cloud? So it will obviously based on the application only. Okay, so if you put some application, whether it's working properly, then it's a network. So it includes like testing various network bandwidths, protocols, successful transfer. Okay, whether when you are uploading something in your Google Drive, so it's like whether uploaded properly or not. Last is the infrastructure. So basically infrastructure, it covers disaster recovery, test, backup, secure connection, storage policies. So the infrastructure needs to be validated for regulatory compliances. Okay, whether it matches with the government rules or not, so everything needs to be done. Now, what are the other types of testing can be done, which may include the performance of the testing, okay, performance of the cloud, then obviously availability, compliance with the performance. Performance does what? It measures the quality of the application or something, whether it's available. Okay, whether the cloud is giving the best quality or not. Okay, so infrastructure wise and availability, I just told you 24/7 or something available. Then compliance with the rules and regulations given by the government. Okay, then security, whether it's secure or not. Then scalability, like whether obviously you have to check how you check for it, like to add more resources whether it's working or not. If you remove some resources whether it works, then multi-tenancy. Now what does this multi-tenancy mean? Can anyone tell me? Multi-tenancy in cloud computing. Okay, there's no reply. Okay, multi-tenancy means like a single, like a cloud when there will be multiple user of a single cloud. Okay, they will they but the like cloud vendor like but the clients are not aware of it that they are using the shared resources. So this is known as the multi-tenancy. So for this purpose, a test is done by the cloud vendors, so that and it is secure. It is secured, although everyone is sharing the cloud, so it's not that it is not secure. It is secure, but a testing needs to be carried out. Okay, that this is done basically by the cloud vendors only, so that the data of everything, multiple clients are using the same cloud. So what happens is the vendors make sure that they are not aware of it, that they are using the same cloud, the clients are using the same cloud, and also their data are say like not tempered, or like it's not shared so that means that kind of testing is known as the multi-tenancy. And last is the live upgrade testing. So obviously, if you need to upgrade, so if it's possible or not, so you have live upgrade testing also. Now, how to do the cloud testing? So here we have mentioned some. I had just got this image from somewhere. Yeah. So it's types of testing and task performed. So see, you can just check cloud oriented testing or SaaS. So what kind of is it done? Basically, this type of testing is done by cloud or SaaS vendors. Again, what is the primary objective is to assure the quality of the provided service function. Okay. Now testing performed in this environment. What are the kinds of testing? It's the integration, functional, security, unit, system function validation, uh, then in regression testing, as well as performance and scalability evaluation. So this kind few of them you have already studied in software engineering. Okay, so what happens is now you realize that kinds of testings, like types of testings are whether it's in cloud or it's in software, we use the same thing only, just a bit different. Last is and next is the online based application testing on a cloud. So the name suggests we are going for the application testing here. Okay, so what happens? It's online application vendors perform this testing that checks the performance and functional testing of the cloud-based services. So that means whenever you're like shifting your like in the 7 step migration, when we like our cloud migration, we studied when we move our application to a cloud, everything's are matching, like the architect needs to be matched, we go for the refactor and re-architect one. So so whether it's like compatible with the cloud with our physical environment or not. So this is done in online based testing. So when applications are connected with legacy system, the quality of the connectivity between the legacy system and under test applications on a cloud is also validated. And the last one is the cloud based uh, application testing over cloud. So to check the quality of the like whether how it's whether the test environment you were using before is the same when you use in the cloud. Suppose you have a like let us take an example of the C programming. I think you people have done either C programming in Turbo C, or you have done in I think Dev C or Dev C plus plus. I think are one more thing. If you go for the Linux term in Linux also, we can go for the terminal. Okay, so and what you do, you need to check the way you do in your physical computer. Can you do the same functions properly in your cloud also? So I gave you an example of yesterday, like C compiler GDB, right? So if in GDB also you can run the same program properly or not, same code properly. Is they like is it giving the correct answer? Like it's the all the suppose all the commands are working properly, the functions are working properly or not. So this kinds of testing falls under this cloud based application testing over clouds. Okay, So this criteria we have for the cloud, for choosing a cloud service provider, which I'm not going to discuss today. So this was from my side. If you have any confusion, see, this subject is like a very theoretical subject. Nothing to like explain much. Also, just need to understand, and that's it. Are you going through it? These things, these topics. No one is speaking. Someone wrote something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just let me check if I get some questions or not. If I get, just wait for some time. Let me check if I have some questions. Then I can ask. Okay. Okay. Just give me an answer. Okay, I'm asking. Anyone can answer. Okay, it covers disaster recovery test, backups, secure connection and storage policies. Option A, application. Option B, network. Option C, infrastructure. Option D, none of the above. uh, am I clear? Should I repeat once
Ma'am,
more?
none of the above.
None of the above, so I'm repeating once more. It covers disaster recovery disaster recovery test, backups, secure connection and storage policies, application, network, infrastructure, none of the above. What it will be?
Infrastructure.
Yes, it is.
From infrastructure.
Yes, it is the infrastructure. Okay. Next. Okay. Cloud computing allows testers to increase or decrease cloud computing resources according to their needs. So option A, cost cutting. B, customizable. C, scalability. D, availability. Cloud computing allows testers to increase or decrease cloud computing resources according to their needs. Cost cutting, customizable, then scalability, availability.
Ma'am, customizable.
Is it? Increase or decrease cloud computing resources according to their needs. It is scalable. Okay. Next. Yesterday I discussed this. Uh, Module 3. Uh, okay, let me ask some other modules now. Just tell me. Okay, I think we have not covered that part. Ask. Just I'll not ask them this part. Hmm. Okay, leave it. Next day I'll complete that part and I can ask. Let me take the attendance. Just wait for some time. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So we'll meet in the like next week again.